Hello, it's Glamstract here. Another video, another brand review. And today's brand, we're going to review a full face of Givenchy makeup. As advised in my previous video where I have reviewed the Givenchy Prisme Libre Skin Caring Matte Foundation. This is a sequel, a part 2 to that video. In fact, I kept the same jacket on and sort of just switched the top. Totally irrelevant. Forget it. But today we're going to talk about the rest of the face because I just did the base with the amazing, as I said, the Givenchy Skin Caring Prisme Libre Skin Caring Matte Foundation, and I've also prepped and primed my skin with the Prisme Libre Prep and Set Glow Mist, which amazing, both of them great products. But now we're here to do the rest of the face. We're going to have concealer, powder, bronzer, blush, highlighter, eyeshadow, mascara, liner, brow, everything. Everything is going to be Givenchy because I want to show you the rest of the products that I'm obsessed about. Some of them I actually haven't tried just yet, purchased that I haven't tried, but most of them I've tried. I have an idea of what how they perform and what they look like, etc, etc. Next steps, where I left off, I just did foundation, as I said. I'm gonna go now in with concealer, and for concealer I'm gonna use the Givenchy TEINT Couture EVERWEAR concealer. Now I really hope that Givenchy is gonna come out next year with a Prisme Libre concealer. I think we're kind of can expect it, right? I mean, it will make sense. We got a Prisme Libre primer, we got Prisme Libre foundation, we got Prisme Libre blush, we got Prisme Libre loose powder, pressed powder. Where's the concealer? I think it's coming. They're just making us wonder a little bit. The shade I've picked for myself in this concealer, so the TEINT Couture, is number 14, and it's a little bit brightening, which is great. That's what I want, especially because the foundation I've used, as I said in my previous video, is slightly darker because of summertime, so I have a little bit more tan on, because the shade I believe was the 3N250, but I do usually use in winter time in the 2N range. The wand, it does have a little bit of how would you could describe this? Oh my god, I'm so bad with words. A little bit of a space in between the bristles where it collects the product, so you can get the correct amount, so you don't over apply product. I'm just gonna hit the inner corner, the outer corner, and then just a little bit in the middle, just a bit on the nose, around the nose, and just in the center of my forehead. And I think that is all you need, because it does have a great coverage. It doesn't sit into fine lines straight away. I'm not gonna lie, every concealer, no matter which concealer you're gonna go and purchase out there, no matter what brand it is, no matter how expensive or cheap it is gonna crease, because it's not the concealer, it's your eyes. Your skin naturally creases. That is the sad, painful truth. Your under eye will crease, and the concealer will crease with it. Now, you can prevent it from creasing too much or too quickly by using a great powder and also a great concealer. I'm gonna use my damp beauty blender and blend this in the under eye. This is concealer applied. I love it. I just love how it seems like I get an instant lift when I apply this concealer on my face. It's just beautiful. Now onto my favorite part, solely because this is the best Givenchy product. Now Givenchy has great makeup, but this is top shelf. Great. So this is the Prisme Libre Matte Finish Enhancer Radiance Loose Powder, and I have it in the shade number 3, which is called Voila Rose. As you can see, it comes, I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with this powder. It was on trend for a long time. I don't know if it's still on trend, but it comes with different, I can't show you the top anymore because it's gone filthy. I've been using it for a long time. But it comes with 4 different colors. Now, the whole point of these 4 different colors is really to mattify, give luminosity, color correct, and smooth the skin. And the way I like to use this, or how you would use it, unless you like to use a brush and you use it differently, but the way I like to use it is actually with a puff, because I think the Givenchy puff is actually the secret of this powder. It is great. Don't sleep on this puff because it's the best. So you take this and you just like shake it, and the product comes out in the 4G logo. I'm sure now you've seen by now people doing the TikTok, the Instagram reel. I don't know what the kids do these days. Not that I'm not a kid, I'm a kid myself, but I like to think that I'm older. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, ignore it. Just the excitement from this powder got me saying weird things. But anyway, this is perfect to blend this powder in. I mean, it's here for a reason. Don't ignore it, don't sleep on it, as I said. And it's just an amazing powder. Wow. Look at that. The blurring effect on this side compared to this side. Now, I know we all love the luminosity, but this is just giving you that perfect filtered effect. I truly feel that the foundation transforms as soon as you use this powder. Now, any foundation, it transforming the most gorgeous skin. Oh, beautiful. Now, I just blew my nose. It didn't move. This powder truly set the foundation. You know, usually when you blew the nose, as soon as you do your foundation, your powder, it's red. Didn't happen. I truly just blew my nose. I just edited it out because I didn't want you to hear that annoying noise on camera. But truly, it's perfect. Now that the face is set, I'm going to bronze the skin. We have a limited edition, unfortunately, because it's so gorgeous. That's why I said it's unfortunate that this is limited edition, because it should be a permanent. Hopefully, again, they all come out with a Prisme Libre brush. We have a full range of Prisme Libre. But this is the TEINT Couture Healthy Glow Powder in the shade number 3. And it's just gorgeous. So beautiful. Look how the like the 4G logo, it's just beautiful. Just apply. This is like a warm-ish bronzer. I wouldn't say it's like totally warm, like yellow, but it has a little bit of neutrals in it. But I definitely would say more leaning towards warmer as a bronzer. And look at this. I'm barely touching the thing, bare release of product, but that little bit is really bronzing my skin up so beautifully. That's why I think this should have been a permanent in the line. And the packaging, of course, gorgeous. For blush, we have another iconic product for Givenchy beauty line, are this Prisme Libre brush. Simply that. And I have number 2 and number 4. I like to mix these two together, or sometimes I just like to hit the number 4 on the back of my face and put the number 2 in the center, one of the apples of the face. But today I'm gonna mix them up and do all over blush all over my cheeks. Again, we have the same concept over here. We get the 4 colors. Number 4 is more a rosy, neutral, bronzy tone, while the number 2 is I like to call this a neutral pink, like a muted pink, something that is not so brightly pink, but is definitely a beautiful pink. They do come with their own puff, but I do prefer to use my brush with this. I like to use my powder brush by Bobbi Brown. So I'm just gonna hit both colors together and just go to town. Gorgeous. I call these blushes mistake proof because they're loose powder blushes, like very finely milled. It really, you can make a mistake. You just need to blur it out and that's it. And they give you the softest but most effective flush of color on the cheekbones. Gorgeous. The way they glide on the skin is smooth and like a dream. And I mean, you can see it for yourself. Look how gorgeous my cheeks look. They almost look like lifted and sculpted, also with the help of the powder and the bronzer. But the blush really helps to bring those cheeks out and really facing forwards and upwards, giving you that lifted look. It's gorgeous. For highlighter, we got another discontinued product, unfortunately. Come on, Givenchy, bring out permanent lines of products that we love. But for highlighter, we have another TEINT Couture Shimmer Powder. This is in the shade number 1. I believe it was the only one that was left that they're still selling. You can still find in some places. But correct me if I'm wrong, I think these are discontinued. But I might be totally wrong. Sorry, I got something in my eye. It's gone. Sorry, the drama. When it arrived half broken. The thing pops off, so I need to be very careful with it. I'm gonna use the same brush that I've used to apply blush. I know you're supposed to use a slightly smaller brush for do a highlighter, but I sort of want an all over highlighter effect. So I'm just gonna go and hit all of my cheek, but mainly focusing the higher part of my cheek. And it gives you the softest but most effective highlight on the cheek. Is just gorgeous. Look at that. It's like a soft, very soft, frosty pink. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? Beautiful. Base our complexion done. I am obsessed with every single product I've used today. So you can see that with Givenchy makeup only, you can create this flawless base. And I'm gonna show you also eyes as well. 9 de Givenchy, which is the Le 9.05. That's the palette shade reference, which is, I'm just gonna pop these little brushes out, otherwise I'm gonna make a mess. This is the palette I'm talking about. Is a beautiful bronzy tones with a pop of shimmer as well. And it comes also with 2 brushes like this, which by the way, you can join together and you have your own little brush. How cute is that? One small critique about this eyeshadow palette is that they're very pricey. For the size of it, it's just a little expensive. But if you get past that, it's gorgeous. We're going straight into a nice all over shade, which this is gonna be tricky. Oh, thank God they don't have names. Amazing. I don't have to stay here and tell you the name. Remember the names, but it's this one in the corner just over here. And I'm gonna use it all over the eyelid. They're really nice and pigmented. A little bit goes a long way. They blend like a dream. You really don't need to do so much work with these shadows. They really blend in quite nicely. Oh, my leg has gone to sleep. Oh. Now that we have this taupey shade all over the eyelids, I'm ready to deepen the look a little bit with this one in the very center and probably this one in the right corner just on top here, sort of deepen the outer edges. We're doing a very simple look today, okay? This is Glamstract here. If you came here for dramatic eye looks, you're in the wrong channel. For whoever knows me, I'm all about being natural and having that natural look. Don't get me wrong, I like to get a little bit sometimes, but for now, today, as usual, we're gonna keep it just pretty. Gorgeous pretty, okay? Like a gorgeous pretty look. Now I'm using that central shade I showed you, and I'm just hitting the outer corner and blending it inward towards halfway, half to the eyelid. And at the same time, I'm just blending the edges so we don't have any harsh edge remaining there. I'm gonna do the same with the other eye, hitting the pan, the central shade, and doing the outer corner, blending it inward towards the center of the eyelid, and then smoking the outer bits so we get that seamless look, just like that. Now we're gonna go with an even darker shade and smoke the outer corner again. This time we're not gonna drag it all the way to the center. We still want that 3-dimensional look. So I'm gonna concentrate mainly on the outer corner and softly blending it just there. Just like that. It's like a soft black. It's not truly black, but it's a soft black, very dark brown, I would say. Nice, like it. Now we're smoking the edges so we don't get any harshness. Now with a smaller brush, I'm actually going to use the one that comes with the eyeshadow palette. The one that is like slightly thinner, this one. Now I'm going to use the top shade again, smoking the lash line. Yeah. Just like that. Sort of creating like a liner. So my camera died, so it means I got no more memory. I need to keep this nice and short. So I was just blending in the darker shade that I just ran through my lash line. In fact, you can see I intensified the look. Now I'm going to take the same thinner brush and hit the center shade again and smoke the bottom line. I'm just going to hit this one on the top left, this shimmery reddish tone, and I sort of want to smoke it a little bit just right in the center here, just to give some more dimension to this eye look. Oh, I'm using, by the way, the same brush that comes with it. Just give a little bit of a from day to night. And you know what, I'm going to use this shade as well, this one that comes right next to this like sort of goldy orangey tone, and hit the inside of my corner. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm just truly being creative, I guess. And you know what, even though I'm using the brush, usually with these shades you need to just take the brush down and use your finger and you get the most payoff of the glitter and everything. But even though I'm using the brush, I'm getting such a great payoff of that color. Gorgeous. Now I'm going to the lightest shade, which is like very shimmery, frosty. You almost feel cold when you see it. Just in my inner corner to brighten everything out. Oh, it's got some like pinky blue reflective sparkle. Beautiful. I had out with me the Givenchy liner Disturbia. I'm not so much into eyeliners. I'm just not into it. I love just shadows. And in fact, I think I'm gonna keep it like that. I got the liner, but it's a gorgeous liner, don't get me wrong. It's just personal choice. I prefer not to have eyeliner. Or if I have eyeliner, it needs to be brown, not black. And Givenchy, I believe, doesn't have any brown liners, unless you go for the crayons, the one that twist up. They do have a twist up, actually. I'm wrong, but I don't have that one. Something I need to pick up because I tried it and it's gorgeous. I do have the Disturbia mascara. It's such a beautiful one. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but it truly does the job so amazingly. It really coats every lash. It gives them a nice black, intense look. And it really separates them. I don't even need to redip that brush in it for the second layer because the brush retains quite a bit of product, and you just need to turn the brush to the other side and you get the rest of the product to do the other side of the eye. I mean the other eye. I can't talk, guys. I haven't done a video in a long time. Please excuse me. So sorry, but my camera is just not happy at the moment. I did set my skin with the Prisme Libre Prep and Set Glow Mist by Givenchy. I am going to do my lips with Le Rouge Sheer Velvet, the number 10, which is a beautiful beigey nude. And the thing about this sheer velvet is their slow release. So if you want to keep it natural, you keep it natural. So I'm just talking about trying to do everything so fast. But it's a velvety, powdery matte finish.